All right. Who here likes to drink some wine? I know I do. Cheers. I am Andrea with LKNConnect Business Spotlight, and I would love to introduce Anne Kjellgren. She is a wine expert, and I just got my wine PhD last weekend by taking her amazing course. So, Anne, please tell our audience about what you do and why you created this amazing course.
Perfect. Thank you so much for having me. Yeah, so this past January, I started teaching some local classes in downtown Mooresville, and that has evolved over the last several months to having a destination event, which we held in Wilmington, as you know, Andrea.
Yeah.
We had 8 women go to Wilmington and spend 3.5 days doing everything from some food and wine pairings, which we had at the luxury beach house where we stayed, to doing a field trip at a local wine shop, learning exactly what to look for when you're shopping for wine. And then the final exam, as you know, because you sailed right through it, was to go to a French brasserie and to go through a restaurant wine menu and make some selections to pair just beautifully with your meal. So yeah, so PhD, the wine PhD means to gain perceptions with higher discernment. So it's that piece that I think that just going to a simple wine tasting really misses, which is to teach you that piece of how to understand the wine in such a way that you know what you like, what you don't like. And then that helps you describe that to a restaurant server or sommelier or even, someone at the wine shop. So it keeps you from wasting a lot of money.
And I know that I like red wine, but what
Yes.
I didn't know is that I liked old world wine. I didn't even know. I mean, I was quite the beginner going into this past weekend. And Anne taught us so much about what the varietals and the different countries, and I don't know, you explain it.
So this is, I think, an important piece is, I think in our world today, everyone's trying to figure out the best restaurant, the best neighborhood, the best schools. And so it's gotten so complex, especially with all the information we have available. And there's so many people out there offering so many new things that everyone kind of gets into a place where they say, okay, I'm just going to have my one go-to wine. And that's very understandable. But what it does do is it cuts you off from about, I don't know, 50,000 other wines that you could try. So I love to bring people in to my classes or a private class or an event and just explain there's really like 3 or 4 basic things that you need to know to be able to really get comfortable that, you do know. And I think as Americans in particular, we get kind of stage fright. We think that we should know all these things and we assume that we're an outsider. Some of it's because until we're legal drinking age, we've either never had wine or we've only had like Boone's Farm. And then we're generally probably more in our 30s or so for a lot of us until we start drinking good wine. And so it's hard to find, how do you learn that? And actually that was kind of what led me to this business, was trying to find out, how do I figure this out and how do I break it all down and learn this? Because I don't want to keep ordering the same thing over and over. And I don't want to spend a lot of money on wine only to take it home and find out that, that was a mistake.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, that's so cool. And so, therefore, you've created your own company out of your passion for wine and hosting events. I'm assuming you're a great cook. I found that out. So the pairing was such an eye opener. I never would have thought like you got to pick your meal and then you pick your wine.
Yes.
Because I'm always just like, I want red. So I've learned a lot from you, Anne, and I appreciate you sharing your knowledge. So
Yeah.
thank you so much.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Cheers.